Now at 6, a Southwest Missouri woman is charged with a fatal DWI crash. We'll have details. Plus, a new exhibit takes off at the Joplin Regional Airport and how a local university looks to ignite passion for sports and fitness among area kids.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A Southwest Missouri woman is now formally charged with a fatal DWI after authorities say she crashed into a group of people on motorcycles over the weekend. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. It happened around 11 Saturday morning on Missouri Highway 39 north of Aurora. Troopers say a car driven by Teresa Minetsky of Aurora crossed the center line and struck 5 motorcycles. 4 people died, 2 were motorcycle riders, 2 were passengers. They are 61-year-old Linda Anderson, 59-year-old James Olmstead, 28-year-old Cameron Hale, and a 17-year-old female, all from Aurora. 6 more people on motorcycles were seriously injured. Minetsky was also seriously injured. She's now formally charged with DWI resulting in the death of 2 or more persons. You can read more about this story on our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Police say a man killed another man and chased a juvenile with a knife Saturday in Cassville. 30-year-old Richard Randolph is charged with second-degree murder and armed criminal action. Police say the caller was a boy who said one person was stabbed and the suspect had chased the boy with a knife. 40-year-old Andy Hunter of Exeter died of stab wounds. A passerby picked up the juvenile, took him to a nearby sheriff's office. No word on his condition. Wichita authorities responded to multiple weekend shootings, including some that involved teenagers. As Brandon Stitt reports, some people in the community are looking for a solution to what they see as a troubling trend.
The weekend started.
Shooting 1548 Southwest Port of Wichita, very east.
And wrapped up with multiple shootings throughout Wichita.
The shooting at MacArthur Meridian at the Quick Trip off right south.
Wichita police responded to 5 shootings where 6 people were injured, 5 of which were teenagers. For David Gilkey, co-founder of Rise Up for Youth, this trend is concerning.
My feelings on it is, the summer's coming and school just let out and these young people really don't have as much activity as we thought they would have as they're going into the summertime.
And he says youth violence is a community problem.
And this is not a black thing, a white thing, this is a community and a citywide issue where we have to take a look at that.
David says the solution starts with adults.
As adults, we are responsible for our young people. I don't want people to get it twisted like, they ain't my kids, we shut our blinds and close our doors. No, we got to get back there. It takes a village.
And a job may help.
We need to get more jobs because I always say nothing stops a bullet like a job.
And adults should listen to the teens that are impacted by the violence.
Our young people want to be heard. And sometimes they crying out for help through violence, through drug addiction, through other ways.
Because what they say may be another solution to the problem.
Hear they cry. Not just the city and community. Hear the cry of the young people. They're crying out. And then we need to start hearing what they're crying about.
Police say one of the teens who was shot was in the crossfire when a robbery victim exchanged fire with a suspect. Warm bordering on hot out there. Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, most of us upper 80s to right around 90 degrees for afternoon highs for us today. And again, like we have seen over the past several days, scattered afternoon thunderstorms kind of popping up and then they fizzle out. The new ones start getting going, but a lot of cumulus clouds out there. And we are going to have these storms sticking around as we go through the next few hours. And then once we lose the heating of the day, these will be gone. But some pretty good ones out there right now. You can see one little guy just north of Miami, just north of Columbus, a little cluster, a little stronger cluster. Southern parts of Newton County, a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning in that cell, most likely small hail just to the northeast of Pineville. So we are going to have these scattered storms the next few hours. If you aren't getting rain, temperature is pretty good. Mid to upper 80s to 91 is where we are sitting in Parsons, and you can see the storms kind of fizzle apart over the next few hours. Plenty of chances this week. We're going to look at that here in a bit.
Catch you soon. The Biden administration announces funding for multiple states, including Kansas, that will help reduce train vehicle collisions and blocked rail crossings. Olathe gets nearly $18 million. Wellington receives $8.8 million, and the city of Emporia gets $601,000. Fayetteville, Arkansas will receive up to $576,000. And in Missouri, the Port Authority of Kansas City can get up to $2 million. The funding looks to address more than 400 at-grade crossings nationwide, improve safety, and make it easier to get around railroad tracks by adding grade separations. The history of Joplin Aviation is getting some airtime. KOAM's Anthony Ciavello has that story.
If you're a fan of aviation, then you might want to make some aerospace in your schedule to check out an exhibit at the Joplin Regional Airport.
3, 2, 1, 0. We have booster ignition and liftoff.
Daryl Coit, the president of the Freedom of Flight Museum, gave me a tour of the exhibit and told me how a small airport made a big name for itself.
In the 1950s, aviation was really growing in the area, and so there was a lot of smaller airports around, grass fields and single runway type fields, and so that gave a little bit of competition to everybody, but it brought a lot of business into the areas.
We took off from the 1930s and landed in the modern day. Enough information for even a passerby to become an aviation expert.
This was done by a Missouri Southern State College or State University student, Malcolm Robertson, and he had a history project he needed to fulfill, and so he's worked several months on it for us and did a really good job.
One could say Mr. Robertson may earn his wings as a historian. Reporting in Joplin, I'm Anthony Saviello.
That exhibit is open only through Wednesday and is part of the 150th celebration of Joplin. That museum is also accepting volunteers. Still ahead, some area kids get out and get active with Missouri Southern Sports Academy. Take a look. Plus, how the Pittsburgh Public Library is turning Mondays into a chance for kids to express their creativity. If you're looking for something to occupy your kids this summer, well, the Pittsburgh Public Library has you covered. Maker Monday kicked off today. The summer-long event gives kids a chance to explore fun projects. They can create and take home a new craft each week.
So this program runs every Monday throughout the summer at 2 o'clock, and they can just stop by the library into our meeting room and pop in. There's no registration. Everything's always free.
Workshops take about an hour. The library will be closed on Monday, June 19th, so there will be no class that day. Missouri Southern is inspiring kids to check out some new sports and get active. KOAM's Amber Jenkins caught up with some kids trying golf for the first time.
Summer times means summer camps, and Missouri Southern State University's Kids Sports Camp focuses on learning different kinds of sports. On the first day, campers hit the driving range with high emotions.
A little anxious, but it's really fun.
Children's Lifetime Sports Academy is held every summer, but this is Jersey's first year at the camp.
Ooh, that was close. That was close.
And first time holding a club.
I really like active. I like to be active, running, laughing, having fun, loud. Because my mom is like, well, if you don't do any sports, you won't be as moving as you're getting older.
MSSU wants kids to step out of their comfort zone and explore different kinds of sports. You never know, the next Tiger Woods could be a local.
Ooh, that one's a good one.
Well, I am really pro golf for junior golf. So I coach 2 high school teams, the girls and the boys, and need juniors to get into play golf. You know, it gives them exposure to something else that they may not otherwise know anything of, and golf can be kind of expensive. So
no, they just said that you're really good at different sports and participating and stuff.
This 4-day sports academy is just one of the 4 camps Jersey has set up this summer.
No, I usually just have 1. So yeah, I upgraded this year.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Sports help you stay active as you get older. Wise words from Jersey. The Academy welcomes children of all abilities, ages 7 through 12. A little later, a pair of Pitt State baseball players earn All-America honors.
Plus, we have more thunderstorms in the forecast over the next few days. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be almost a hot day for us today. High temperatures right around 90 degrees across most locations. And again, we've had some pop-up thunderstorms as we have gone through the afternoon hours into the evening hours now. And we're going to continue to see those over the next couple hours. A nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort just to the west of Seneca, Missouri. And we know we need the rain. We got into the deep drought last summer and we just really haven't gotten out of it. It's gotten a little bit better. But for the month, we're at about a ½ inch. All these thunderstorms have been very scattered, so it'd be great to get widespread rain. For the year, 13, but we're almost 7 inches behind where we should be for this time of the year. All right, look at the thunderstorms. Kind of really flared up early this afternoon. They kind of die and then re-flare up and just not really moving. Most of these are fairly stationary, but you can see them kind of dotted all over the viewing area. So let's take a little bit of a tour. We're going to drop south. Here's southern parts of Newton County, so Neosho, Stella. Here's Pineville, just to the north of Bella Vista, just to the west of Table Rock Lake. So the northern extent here is right on Beaver Lake. Little complex just to the west of Stockton. And again, some of these storms are strong, even a little bit of small hail, but most of them just moderate to strong storms. Little guy north of Miami, north of Columbus. Here's Edna, and then over toward Mountain Valley. Another little cluster once you get just to the north of Parsons. A bigger storm out across Elk County on the western side of Elk County. So again, these are going to be scattered about the next several hours. Once we lose the heating of the day, these will start to die down, but you can see all the moisture across the Central Plains. So where it has been raining, 70s. Where you haven't had the rain, upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Kind of hazy out there, 7th and range line sitting at 86. Northeasterly winds at about 5 to 10. Through the evening, slide back through the 70s, down into the mid 60s for overnight lows for us tonight. All right, big upper level high across the northern plains. So what this is going to do, you see this line, so this is on Wednesday. This is a cold front that is going to back in, giving us showers and thunderstorms Thursday. The front kind of hangs out on top of us, giving us chances Friday into Saturday as well. So we do have plenty of chances for rain. Let's step through your next 48 hours. Tonight, pretty calm. We drop back low to mid 60s. So here's starting at 6:30 tomorrow morning. By the noon hour, we're going to go into the mid 80s. We'll start to get pop-up thunderstorms again tomorrow afternoon. Some of those could be on the strong side, may get a low grade severe thunderstorm warning like we have seen today. Storms gone tomorrow night, mid 60s again. As we head into Wednesday, I think a lot less storms across the region. We may get 1, we may get 2, but I'm going to keep it fairly dry at this point in time. Day planner for you tomorrow, 64 to start, 89 for a high, so it's going to be another hot one across the region. 90 on Wednesday, 86 Thursday. Pretty good chances for thunderstorms Thursday, Friday, even lasting into the weekend. Not a rain out if you have weekend plans, but kind of like what we've seen this past weekend, we are going to have those pop-up storms in the afternoon.
Good. We need some.
Yeah,
we
we
need to
definitely
pop
do.
up more often and more widespread.
That would be nice.
Thanks, John. Hey, don't forget, you can be the first to know about today's weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone. Doesn't cost a thing. It's in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Still ahead, the Joplin Outlaws return to the field, aiming for a 2-0 start to the season and first-team All-America honors for a Pitt State shortstop. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
A pair of Pittsburgh State baseball players earned All-America honors this week from the NCBWA. Catcher Nixon Brannon and shortstop Cade Clemens have been named NCBWA All-Americans. Now, Clemens is a first-team selection at shortstop. Clemens started 50 games for the Gorillas this spring, hit .335 with 18 home runs, 13 doubles, and 3 triples. He had 52 RBIs this spring, and his 18 home runs were third most in the MIAA. Now, behind the plate, Nixon Brannon is a third-team All-America selection from the NCBWA. Brannon had 22 doubles, 15 home runs, and led Pittsburgh State with 69 RBIs. He's previously been named first-team All-Region and the MIAA Co-Player of the Year.
It means a lot to me. I mean, I work so hard in the off-season just to get those recognitions. I mean, you don't really work for those, but I mean, they're really nice to have when you get them at the end of the day, just to prove that you've been doing stuff in the off season, working hard, and finally having those pay off.
Yeah, it's great for our program. They've both had unbelievable years, and we hope they consider to do that again next year, because they mean a lot to our program. But we still have a lot of goals ahead of them. Those two guys are a big part in us trying to punch the door down and get to a regional.
Missouri Southern second baseman Nate Miskowski is a second-team NCBWA All-American. This is actually his third All-America selection this spring. Miskowski did it all for Missouri Southern this season. He hit .374 with 99 hits, including 19 doubles and 14 home runs. Miskowski drove in 66 while drawing 34 walks. Now, he's not the only one from Southern with All-America honors. You see there, Miskowski was a second-team All-American from the CCCA, the ABCA, and the NCBWA. His teammate, Matt Miller, the Aurora, Missouri kid, is a third-team ABCA All-American. Pitcher Cole Woods earns honorable mention All-America recognition from the CCCA. Now here's their head coach, Bryce Darnell, on his multiple All-Americans.
They've been great to coach. You know, I saw Matt Miller quite a bit when he's in high school. He's from a local high school, Aurora, and saw him hit some home runs in high school, and really never changed when he got here. And Matt was just outstanding player for us. And Cole Woods, he's a kid that really developed. I think last year his ERA was around 6, and just through his hard work, and he gained a lot of weight when he was here, and you know, had just an outstanding year. One of the best pitchers, obviously, in our region, and one of the best pitchers in the country.
The Joplin Outlaws are 1-0 to begin their Mink League schedule. The Outlaws won their season opener over Des Moines on Thursday before the second game of that series was postponed in the 5th inning due to weather. Tonight, though, no rain, and the Outlaws back in action at Joe Becker Stadium, hosting the defending league champion St. Joe Mustangs. That game, as always, begins at 7 o'clock in Joplin. We'll have highlights from this one right here tonight at 10. So local college baseball, obviously a good spring for both Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern. 5 All-Americans between the two programs.
It's very impressive. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have the latest on the Joplin City Council meeting tonight to discuss establishing a community improvement district. Plus, how Freeman Health System is partnering with Joplin High School to promote the well-being of student athletes. And a Louisiana girl gives the world a taste of what success looks like. Those stories, a lot more. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. A daring rescue this weekend in Tulsa as police required some reinforcements. The Tulsa Police Department arrived to rescue a baby duckling from a storm drain. They had to climb in pretty deep down into that drain. Authorities say when one of the officers took a gander down the drain, he learned that the mama duck did indeed lose her duckling. At last report, no duckling suffered injuries. This is where producer Zach Dobbs wanted me to make a pun about the officer apparently being a chick magnet, and I was pretty sure I wasn't going to say that, but apparently I was mistaken.
Here we are. You did it.
I did it. Well, I think we've exceeded our pun quota for the week already, and it's Monday.
There you go.
All right, the weather.
Looks pretty good. We are going to have scattered showers and thunderstorms in the next few hours, and then we're dry for us tonight. 89, 90 tomorrow again, some pop-up afternoon storms.
Final sports news.
Such a cool story. Former Columbus High School standout Patrick Cassidy has gone from a manager to a walk-on for the KU men's basketball team, so we may see him on the floor for the KU next season.
That's great. We're looking forward to that. Thanks for joining us. See you at 10. Let's make it a great evening.